Are you constantly feeling overwhelmed because you're trying to do absolutely everything by yourself in your business? Do you ever feel like delegating tasks means that you're losing control over your business operations? What if I told you that learning how to delegate effectively could be the key to better customer service and business growth? In today's video, we're going to tackle the fears around delegation. We'll explore some practical strategies on how to do it effectively and show you how letting go can actually lead to more control and much better service for your customers. Let's get started. Let's start by addressing some of the common fears and misconceptions around delegation. The first fear is the fear of losing control. Now, no doubt you've put your heart and soul into starting your business, getting it up and running, and now you're at the point where you're finding it very stressful to do everything yourself. Maybe you've kind of gone back and forth with the decision on whether to hire an employee. Maybe you have one or two employees and you're even looking to bring on more people, but you're just not quite comfortable with the concept or the idea of delegating the things that you do so well and make your business thrive on a day-to-day basis. Well, first off, I want you to know that you're not alone. This is a very common fear that almost every small business owner has when they reach the point that you're no doubt at. But the problem with giving into this fear is that small business owners who don't trust their employees or are afraid to delegate and let their employees handle tasks with a level of autonomy, they tend to micromanage their employees. And micromanaging not only takes up too much of your time, but it also is demoralizing and discouraging to your employees because they feel like, well, you just don't trust them. They are always questioning themselves. So this is a fear that you're going to have to get over if you want to grow your business. The other concern that's very common among entrepreneurs is concerns about quality. There's an old saying that no one is going to care about your business like you do. And that is absolutely true. However, you have to let go. You have to be able to trust the people that you put in place to do a specific job. Now, granted, when employees are first hired, they may make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. And you have to just acknowledge the fact that nobody is going to maybe do the job like you do. And that's okay. But ask yourself, does it have to be done perfectly? Do you do it perfectly every time? And if the answer is no, maybe you should really give serious thought to delegating that task and letting someone else handle it. Over time, with enough practice, they will become very skilled at whatever it is that you delegate them to handle. Again, constantly fearing that quality is going to plummet, it hinders your business growth, and it also prevents scalability if you can't add additional employees. The third fear is a fear of dependence. Now, this is very legitimate in a lot of cases. A lot of business owners fear that if they delegate or give control to employees, then that employee will become very skilled. And then if the employee gets a better offer somewhere else, then they'll leave and then they'll be in a really bad position. And while this does happen, and to an extent, this is a legitimate fear, the question you really need to ask yourself is, should this fear hold me back? Because whether you realize it or not, your time could be better spent doing other things. Now, depending on what the task is, you certainly don't want to put incompetent people in charge of mission critical operations, but the entrepreneur's job is to have a vision for the business. And it's your job as the owner, as the entrepreneur, as the founder, or even a major stakeholder in the business. It's your job to be going out and making sure that that vision is being fulfilled, whether it's scaling up, whether it's entering new markets, whatever it is, no one has the vision that you have. So it's very important that you put some of the mundane tasks aside and focus on what the vision for the business is and making that happen. Now, you may be thinking, yeah, that sounds all well and good, but how do I actually go about delegating the tasks? What tasks do I pick? And what are the mechanics of making that happen? Well, let's go over some delegation strategies that might help you in your business. The first one is to know what to delegate, or identifying the right tasks to delegate. When it comes to tasks, not all jobs, not all work is created equal. So you want to identify good candidates for delegation. These might be repetitive, they might be administrative, they might be things that you know that you have to do in a given day, but they're not mission critical tasks. They're not things that really move your business forward. If you delegate some of the more minor, mundane, routine tasks, or even use modern technology such as AI to automate these types of tasks, you can focus on things that will move your business forward. You can focus on, again, expanding into new markets. You can focus on growing your business, really getting to know your customers, and building loyalty, building more of a customer base over time. These are the things that really benefit your business. Again, the routine, mundane, administrative tasks, those things are things that you want to identify because they're generally prime candidates for delegation. The next thing is to select the right team member or team members to delegate the tasks to. Now, granted, everyone brings something different to the table. Not all employees are created equal. Some have skills that are more analytical. Some have skills that may be more creative, maybe more artistic. Every member of your team brings something unique and special to the business. So after you've identified the right task to delegate, you want to match that with the strengths and the skills of the team member that would best accomplish that task or best be able to handle that task. Really think about aligning that task to the strengths and the strong points of various team members. Next, you want to set clear expectations when you delegate. Whenever you give a task or a job to someone, they shouldn't be wondering when or how to get it done. It shouldn't be a vague statement. You want to make sure that you define clear goals, deadlines, and deliverables for every task that you delegate. Make sure that your expectations are clear, and be sure to ask, do you have any questions? Get the person thinking about challenges, obstacles that they may be facing in accomplishing that task. You might even want to say, this is the way that I've done this. However, feel free to do it your way. That way you give them dignity, autonomy, and you give them a sense of pride in owning that part or that task or that piece of work. Finally, make sure that you create a feedback loop. People need to know that their performance is up to par, or there's some opportunities to refine what they're doing. Make sure you circle back with your team. Make sure you're communicating regularly with them, and make sure that, again, you're aligning your expectations with what's reasonable, given their skill and the time required to complete that task. Admittedly, learning to delegate successfully doesn't happen overnight, and it's not something that comes naturally to most people. It really requires a fundamental shift in mindset and thinking to really do it properly. The first reason why is that delegating to employees or even contractors or subcontractors, it requires trust and empowerment. Now, when you delegate tasks to your employees or your team, you have to put trust in their skills, and abilities. But on the other side, you're empowering them to take ownership of the assignment, empowering them to take this job and kind of run with it, do it their way, own it, make it their own. And it really benefits both you and your employees. Your employees get the sense that you genuinely trust them. You have confidence in them. You have faith in their abilities. It benefits you because instead of focusing on the day-to-day routine, mundane tasks, this begins to free your mind up and you can start focusing on strategy. Strategy is not something that comes easily, nor does it come naturally, especially when you're used to doing everything in your business yourself. But once you free your mind up and focus on strategy, you begin to see ways that you can really grow, scale, and expand your business in ways that you probably haven't even thought of yet. One fact that seems to escape a lot of small business owners and entrepreneurs is that delegation actually leads to much better customer service. Well, how so, you might ask? Well, when you are focused on doing repetitive administrative tasks, then you can't really think about your customer. And when you delegate those repeatable tasks to employees, team members, or even automation, then you can devote more time to really getting to know your customers. In fact, if you're not really understanding what your customers want, what they're looking for, why they like your business, what they don't particularly care for about your business, then you don't have your finger on the pulse of how to best serve them. For instance, you might discover that there are other products or services that you're currently not offering that your customers really want. Maybe there are ways that you can enhance loyalty. Maybe you can boost sales, or even maybe you can open up additional revenue streams in ways that you're currently not thinking of because you're so focused on those day-to-day repetitive tasks that you're doing. It's very important to free your mind and be able to think about how you can best serve the customer. Your business revolves around the customer, and you should never, ever forget that. Delegation improves customer service because it has a direct and lasting impact on the customer experience. Now, while we're on the topic of customer service and customer centricity, if you'd like to learn more, be sure to check out my book, Serve Like a Boss. I go even deeper into how building a customer-centric culture can radically transform your business, no matter what size. Delegation is a big part of that because it frees you up to focus on how to best serve your customers and how to lead your team effectively. The book is available on Amazon, so be sure to check it out. All right, I'd love to hear from you. What has been your biggest challenge in delegating tasks in your business? Be sure to drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so that you know when we put out new videos. Again, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.